Think 2023 was the year for AI? Well, think again. In 2024, you're going to see rapid AI growth and company strategies redefined.
Right, and I've been working in or around AI for over 10 years, and I'm still amazed at the velocity that AI is progressing.
I don't think anyone expected 2023 to play out the way it did, but there is still so much uncharted territory for AI to get better, more useful, and, well, possibly riskier.
So get ready for our hottest AI predictions in 2024 that will change everything in business.
You'll learn about the commoditization of LLMs and how companies will compete, how AI is about to get a lot more powerful,
and how it'll change software and cybersecurity forever.
Want to stay ahead of the AI curve? Well, stay tuned.
I'm Stephanie, AI product leader and creator.
And I'm Bertrand, founder of App Economy Insights.
So in 2023, major players like OpenAI, Google, Microsoft, and Meta drove the mass adoption of LLMs, and Apple even silently dropped LLM research by October. And for a refresher on LLMs and their training, check out our video.
Looking to 2024, it seems like we're trending towards commoditization of foundation models like GPT-4 or Midjourney. Similar to the evolution of cloud services, the core capabilities of LLMs will become cost-effective and easily integrated. Although building and operating models will remain at high cost, users will benefit from more economical solutions.
Yeah, and think about it. Compare OpenAI's initial GPT-3 launch to now. In 2023, they launched plugins and then GPTs to enable easy creation of purpose-built AI tools. And as this becomes more prevalent from a range of providers, companies will be able to choose from many options. And then models will be basic infrastructure rather than a real competitive advantage.
For developers and companies in AI-enabled products, this shift is a double-edged sword. On the positive side, LLM commoditization lowers costs and barriers, granting small startups technology once exclusive to large firms. Yet, integrating a Gen AI model won't cut it for value creation. True differentiation lies in domain expertise, understanding customer needs, and crafting superior end-user experiences.
Now, both closed and open source model developers had a very busy 2023. Open source Gen AI like Meta's Llama model has gained momentum, and open source is definitely going to continue to play a very critical role in creating better, safer, affordable, and smaller models. Major AI developers, including OpenAI, Google DeepMind, Anthropic, and Cohere, typically keep their advanced models private. But some, like Meta and buzzy French startup Mistral, choose to share their cutting-edge model weights publicly. Now, advocates for open source and even Cathie Wood's ARK Invest, they argue that the performance gap between closed and open source models is narrowing, with open source models potentially surpassing closed source ones by 2024.
But a big obstacle is the escalating investment required for model development with each technological leap. Meta's foray into open source, highlighted by the $20 million investment in Llama 2, raises questions about the sustainability of these initiatives without direct revenue tied to it. Zero revenue for open source is a tough dilemma.
Yeah, and it's a pretty challenging space. The same financial dilemma confronts Mistral, because charging for hosting open source models then becomes a competitive pricing race to the bottom. And despite Mistral's potential to outpace OpenAI, the question remains whether they would distribute their model for free.
Well, we wouldn't be surprised to see companies like Mistral invest more in top-tier AI models, then reconsider open source strategies, opting to keep premier models proprietary for financial gain, mirroring OpenAI's shift towards revenue-generating products in 2023.
Before we talk about how AI is going to get a lot more powerful, yes, we are going to ask, smash that subscribe button and like this video.
Well, it may not seem like much, but it really helps our videos be discovered. It's how we keep bringing you more content around tech and investing.
In 2024, the LLM's capabilities and limitations are going to be better understood, and it'll no longer seem magical and emergent. We keep learning about what LLMs are good and bad at. For example, great at creative tasks and hit or miss at math.
Foundation models won't be regarded as a one-stop shop, but they require a lot of reining in using high-quality data sets and fine-tuning with company or industry-specific data sets like medical data or company code bases.
Exactly, and fine-tuning or combining expert models, which are a collection of smaller, more specific models and likely multimodal ones, leads to much more powerful experiences, like giving advice around patient outcomes, giving personalized responses, or providing actually decent customer support experiences.
Companies that fine-tune LLMs with their own proprietary datasets or internal code bases will reap the biggest rewards and find true value and differentiation.
In 2024, Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG, is going to grow in usage and make LLMs even more useful. RAG essentially grounds responses in external knowledge sources, and it's basically the difference between an open book and a closed book exam.
Using RAG, companies can give LLMs access to their own data. It retrieves relevant information from the index of data sources during runtime, for example, when the user prompt is submitted.
Now, the upshot is that enterprises can use fewer resources to get more accurate Gen AI applications. So you'll see more sophisticated chatbots and personalized content recommendation systems across all sectors like retail, SaaS, manufacturing, and healthcare.
Cohere, valued at $2.2 billion, lets businesses do RAG to point the model at internal data stores, allowing it to cite the company's proprietary data for a better product experience.
And we're seeing many more startups that do RAG. Perplexity AI, for example, checks the internet first to give you real-time response from multiple online sources to take on Google Bard.
And Watto lets users add their own document sources or web pages to contextualized answers.
As more foundation models become more centralized, RAG will help startups build a stronger moat in this increasingly crowded space.
So you've seen the rise of AI code generation tools, right? Like Replit, for example, that has seen an explosive growth, reaching 28 million users since 2016. A study on GitHub Copilot claims that on average, within the first year in the market, users accept nearly 30% of code suggestions from GitHub Copilot and report increased productivity.
Yes, but so far, studies have shown that less experienced developers get the most out of these AI pair programmers. In 2024, AI assistants will evolve from basic code generators into much more advanced teachers that provide support throughout the entire software development lifecycle. And so I think adoption will pick up from experienced developers, security engineers, and site reliability engineers, for example, who are responsible for keeping systems up and running.
Generative AI-driven SaaS and cloud apps will explain a company's IT system in simple language, suggest targeted improvements, detect security anomalies, optimize the performance of applications, and take on repetitive tasks. Engineering teams will become more productive, and we'll see higher quality systems and shortened software release lifecycles.
And we're already seeing more startups behind this. Autify, for example, is an AI-powered test automation platform for QA teams, and it creates a test scenario by interacting with the application as a user would, so that you can release software faster.
Kumbai uses AI to help front-end developers efficiently translate UI designs to code. Front-end developers can spend less time writing styles and more on complex business logic.
Text-based generative AI is going to feel like old news. So in 2024, multimodal Gen AI will let you submit and get a combination of text, speech, and images.
You've probably already seen Google's Gemini release showing multimodal input to the LLM to recognize drawings and do logic-based reasoning. If you want more on Google, check out our video on Google's AI strategy and business model.
In 2024, more companies will push the boundaries of multimodal generative AI by adding greater support for the senses. So I recently saw a fun video of a Boston Dynamics robot paired with Google Gemini at someone's holiday party to interact with guests and comment on people's outfits.
Researchers from Apple and Columbia University released an open-source multimodal LLM called Ferret in October 2023, marking Apple's entry into the open-source AI space.
12 Labs, for example, is a startup that uses AI to extract key features from the video, such as actions, object, text on screen, speech, and people, so that you can get context-specific search and insights, replacing ineffective keyword tagging.
And Tesla has been creating multimodal AI models to predict possible outcomes. For example, they can use different prompts to generate scenarios and test how the model reacts to enhance how smart FSD can be.
In 2023, we saw cybersecurity breaches across industries from hospitality to internet software. 23andMe, Okta, and many more included.
According to Security Ventures, the cost of cybercrime will be $11 trillion by 2025, up from $3 trillion in 2015. And if you watched our previous video, AI is going to exacerbate this much more.
So while many people are worried about AI taking our jobs, companies are starting to realize that the real threat is cybersecurity. In 2024, successful leaders will see cybersecurity as an absolute necessity to defend their business. And they're going to use AI to identify and defend against attacks. So CrowdStrike, for example, uses generative AI and ML models trained on trillions of security events to let security analysts detect the most advanced threats.
Okay, so if you liked our AI predictions, you'll love our ride in an autonomous vehicle where we share our thoughts on the future of the AV industry. So check it out.